Hello everyone, it is Toby here and it is freezing in the garage today. We have got the comically small radiator providing minimal amounts of heat out at the minute. It is about 4 degrees outside and even colder in here, so I'm trying to keep moving, trying to keep warm before we jump into a really good Strongman event session. And as the title suggests, we are back on the log finally. We're still not doing push press, we're sticking with strict press, but we have moved from barbell strict press to log strict press, which is really good. Very excited to be back on the log now. This is actually my second week now back on the log. I didn't film last week's session, so I have had a bit of practice, but yeah, bit of strict press on the log, 3 sets of 3 and a grueling set of 12, and then we got some events as well, but I'll go through all of that in a session plan in just a second. So as I mentioned there, we're starting off with the log press, 3 sets of 3 strict, so that'll be really nice to get done. Pretty heavy as well, should be about 90 or so kilo. I think we'll do about 92 today because of the log being 52 empty. And then a set of 12 on the strict press as well after those 3x3, so drop the weight down a bit and just pump it out. That's horrible, but it is necessary to build the shoulder strength and endurance with the log, so that is what we love to see. And then we will move on to the classic chain bench press, which I do pretty much every Strongman session when I'm in the garage gym. It's just a really good way to finish off the chest and triceps, have a bit of instability work in there, and it's fun because of chains. A couple more shoulder accessories just to finish off the delts and rear delts before we move on to the events. And the events in today's session are going to be pretty fun. We're going to be doing the sandbag toss, try and get a bit more consistent with that. And we're going to do some loading with the sandbag and the keg. Try and load it over the yoke because we have to load to a platform. So, yeah, should be fun. We're going to do that right at the end. But first thing we've got to do is the log. But before we do move into the log, if you have made it this far and you have been enjoying these training videos and you are seeming to enjoy the style of these videos, please be sure to hit subscribe and help me towards my goal. And if you don't want to subscribe, but you're enjoying the video so far, leave a like, as it will help boost this to like-minded people who might want to watch my training. But that is enough self-promotion and rambling. Let's get in to the log press. Well, there you have it. You have seen all of the log lifting I have done today. I thought, because it's the first time in a long time I've recorded or been able to record a log pressing session, I'd give you all of my warm-ups, all my top sets, and the back-off set as well in one big montage. So you've seen exactly how I warm up for the log. Obviously, it goes without saying I don't jump in straight at the 52 kilo empty log. I warm my legs up. I do some very, very light band work to just warm the shoulders up and make sure that I'm warm, my joints are warm. But as for once I get onto the log, you've seen every single jump I do there. And it moved really, really well. The 92 kilo for 3x3, solid as anything, feeling really, really strong there. To think that not long ago, 92 kilo was not far off of my max with a push press, let alone for 3x3 strict, and then following it up with 70 kilo for a set of 12 fairly easily at the end there. To kill the triceps is an absolutely amazing accomplishment. Log's feeling in a fantastic place right now, and I'm fully confident that once we start incorporating push press once again, I should be looking at somewhere between 120 and 130 kilos as my max, because that's just how strong I'm feeling in the shoulders right now. So the next thing on the agenda for me is the chain bench press to finish off the triceps, and then the shoulder accessories as well. I'm not going to film them, we'll show you them, because the last few shoulder sessions I've shown you all of that stuff. So we're going to skip over that. I'm just going to get them done, and then we're going to fill the rest of this video with the events that I'm doing outdoors. So the sandbag toss and the loading. Loading is not something I've done on this channel for a little while, so it should be pretty fun for you guys. Hopefully I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, but yeah, I'm going to get the accessories out the way and I'll rejoin you when we're about to head outside. Accessories all done. Dumbbells on the floor from the lateral raises and rear delt flies. Oh, my shoulders are absolutely destroyed now, to be honest, but that is the end of all the shoulder and accessory stuff for this session. All that remains is the fun Strongman event outside, so I'm going to hoodie up in a minute, go set them up, but we're going to be starting with the sandbag. I've been watching a lot of technique videos on these, both from Loz and various other people in the Strongman scene, specifically Maxime Boudreau, because he's one of the best sandbag throwers, and they've been uploading a lot of sandbag toss over on their YouTube channel in preparation for OSG, so I've been taking a lot of tips from there, and we're going to see today if I could put that technique into practice, get really consistent with getting this 22 kilo bag over the comp height of 4 meters. Yeah, see if I can get it done nearly every time, but we will see. Today's just about practice with this, just a load of sets, and the best way to show you them is just to montage them into one big block of sandbag throws. and miss today, that was. The new technique's a bit weird, and I'm not really sure if it's working for me, so... but it's all practice. This is the first time I've done more than 2 reps at a time. You saw I did 4s, 3s, various different things, and the trend tended to be that the first rep was really good, first or second rep was really good, and then yeah, went downhill from there. So still pleased. It's definitely feeling better than it has been, but still a bit hit and miss and requires a bit more practice. So now that we're going to move on to the keg and sandbag loading, we're going to have the yoke set at the height it's at, the same height as we chuck Atlas stones over, pick up the keg, run 10 meters over the yoke, pick up the sandbag, run 10 meters over the yoke. In competition, it will be 2 kegs and 2 sandbags. I've only got 1 of each. Just going to do a couple sets of, I guess 2, a couple sets of just a run with each, and try and get my speed, try and feel good, get it high on my chest, ready to go over the yoke, and just see how it goes. Got fresh in from those, and I am pretty much finished off. My legs, especially my hamstrings and lower back, are proper feeling it now, but really pleased with how that's feeling. That's feeling mega. So the yoke is set at, I believe, 48 inches, which is the same height as I'm going to do Atlas stone over. I can't remember if that's the height of the platform at comp or not, but it is certainly a good start. And in my other comp that I did now a couple of years ago, my biggest issue with the loading medley was once I got to the yoke, the kegs were really low in my lap, so I had to sit and do a proper load to get it over. So my focus of today's session was to make sure I start the runs with the kegs and the sandbag as high on my chest as possible. Now, it is not quite as comfortable to run with that, and I can't get as much speed, but I save the seconds when it gets to the yoke. I don't have to try and load it over. I can just chuck them over because I'm already at that height, and that is where the seconds are made up, especially that and the transitions of running back to the next implement rather than just walking. They're feeling mega. I didn't have too much rest between the 2 sets you saw there. Literally the most rest I had was just walking the yoke and the tyre back down the other end of the drive, and then I went again, because obviously in the competition it's 4 implements. It's 2 kegs, 2 sandbags, 1 of each being 100, 1 of each being 110. So to be able to move 100 keg and sandbag for 10 meters, less than 30 seconds, it means that I definitely should be able to get all 4 implements within the time in a pretty decent time. And obviously we're still a good few months out of the comp, so there's plenty of time for me to build speed and be more comfortable on this. So absolutely really happy with that. And the good news is my knee really isn't hurting at all. From that last time I did it, it sort of re-aggravated the knee injury a little bit, but today it's feeling fantastic. I warmed it up properly, and yeah, it's just everything's moving in the right direction. Everything's feeling fantastic. So there we have it, a really good productive event session for the day. Starting off, of course, with the return of the log press, feeling really good, strict. Can't wait to get push press back in there, and then some hit and miss sandbag, which, you know, it's just practice. I've got months until the competition, and you have to remember this is only my 3rd or 4th session ever doing throwing sandbags, so the fact that I'm even getting close with the comp weight to the comp height at this stage is really promising for me. The fact that I was able to do a couple reps back to back, getting it over each time, means I'm getting better and better. Obviously my best last time was just getting the 1 over, and now it's getting 2 at a time over. Next it'll be 3 at a time. And before I know it, I'll be getting them over every single time I do it with more and more practice. So even though it wasn't perfect today, it's something to build towards, something to practice, and I'm happy nonetheless And then of course finishing with the loading. Obviously you just heard me go through it, so I won't recap it too much, but the fact I'm able to row that keg much higher is a testament to what I said in the last video about bent over rows and their importance for the loading, and you can really see how that's already starting to take effect in this loading performance. But that is all I've got time for today. So I hope you enjoyed a bit more of a chilled out event session where I just filmed a lot and didn't talk too much between it. A bit of difference from the last video where I talked a lot and didn't film too much. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, remember, please leave a like down below. Helps boost this video to the algorithm and lets me know that you guys have enjoyed what I have put out to you. And if you want to let me know any specific feedback, leave a comment down below. I reply to every single comment. Even if you just liked it, please just leave a great video, and it shows me that I'm doing something right. And if you've made it this far into the video and you haven't clicked subscribe, please go ahead and do so. I try to put out multiple training videos a week, but I try and limit myself to at least once a week so that you guys can see my training as it progresses. I started this channel right at the start of my strongman journey, and now we're 2 or 3 years down the line, gearing up for some competitions and getting really strong. So hopefully it is enjoyable for you guys to watch, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. But I've been Toby, and I will see you in the next video.